Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this review is for the movie called Us. This is a 2019 film. I saw it yesterday. It is directed by Jordan Peele. It stars Lupita Nyong'o, Winston Duke, Elizabeth Moss, Tim Heidecker, and Yahya Abdul Mateen II. It runs about 2 hours, and the story, after sending shockwaves across contemporary culture and setting a new standard for provocative, socially conscious horror films with his directorial debut, Get Out, Academy Award-winning visionary Jordan Peele returns with another original nightmare that he has written, directed, and produced. Set in present day along the iconic Northern California coastline, Us, from Monkey Paw Productions, stars Oscar winner Lupita Nyong'o, a woman returning to her beachside childhood home with her husband, Gabe, and their two children, for an idyllic summer getaway. Haunted by an unexplainable and unresolved trauma from her past and compounded by a string of eerie coincidences, Adelaide feels her paranoia elevate to high alert as she grows increasingly certain that something bad is going to befall her family. After spending a tense beach day with their friends, the Tylers, Adelaide and her family return to their vacation home. When darkness falls, the Wilsons discover the silhouette of four figures holding hands as they stand on the driveway. Us pits an endearing American family against a terrifying and uncanny opponent, doppelgangers of themselves. So, very long description, very anticipated movie. Supposedly Jordan Peele is the next, great movie maker of our generation for horror films. Everybody's anticipating when his next one comes out. I will admit I was part of that group. I didn't love Get Out like everybody else did, but I liked it, and so I went in to see this. And I anticipated it, and I did not want to see the preview a million times on TV. So I kept turning the channel, everything, and I'm like, I want to go into this a little fresh. I don't want to know what anything's about. So when it started getting weird, I thought it was weird. But I have a couple lessons for people out there, especially other movie reviewers. Just because something confuses you, and just because something doesn't make sense, and when you have no idea what happens at the end, that doesn't mean that you get to say that you're surprised and happily shocked and everything. When you have those feelings of being confused, not knowing what's going on, that means the movie is bad. I don't know why everybody's twisting what this movie does to the viewer as good things. I sat through this whole movie and I must have said the word stupid under my breath about 6 times. I was dumbfounded at how stupid it was. You can give the acting, outstanding or whatever you want to say, but it's not that hard to act like a freaking crazy nut. It's really not. If you can play two characters, good for you, but it's not that hard. So I'm not shocked at that. There's a lot of people doing that nowadays, having to play different characters, different personalities, and that's what acting is. So I don't give anybody like extra credit for that, I guess. But this movie is so weird that it's in its own universe. And honestly, I've actually watched a couple of previews already, and I haven't heard anybody say this yet. So I want to be the first one to tell you that this movie is totally in its own universe. It doesn't feel like it's on Earth. It doesn't feel like it's a battle between humans at all. The whole situation with holding hands in this movie, it's not giving away too much, but I have to say it. The holding hands thing in this movie makes no sense. The fact that it's in the movie and it becomes vital is stupid. The storyline for killing people, I've heard people after people say that this is a great horror film. Okay, if it's a horror film, why is there at least 3 times where somebody dies and we don't really get to see what happens? How is that a horror film? It's almost like a creeper movie, like Final Destination is more gory than this. And I don't count Final Destination as a horror film. Not really. So I was very, very underwhelmed with the goriness. Oh my gosh, scissors. Oh my gosh, it's like the deadliest weapon I can ever think of. No, I was just totally on the other side of the coin as far as other movie reviewers for this movie. I thought it was completely stupid. I thought there's a lot of elements in the movie that are really, really awful and that nobody's paying attention to. It's like they're glossing over it because Jordan Peele is new, because this is a weird idea, because, the acting is everybody has another character to play. Oh my gosh, you have to play 2 people. Stop glossing over the fact that this movie is really bad. Okay? If you're not going to explain your movie within 2 hours, if you're not going to, if you're not going to go all out to, have as much action and have as much killing shown on the screen as much as possible in a horror film, then just don't talk to me about this. I don't ever want to see this movie again because I wasn't impressed. I've seen so much worse. I've seen so much more that makes so much more sense. I mean, the Jason movies explain themselves. Saw explains why people are dying. What does Us do? It just kind of goes along in the parameters that it wants to go in, and it kills some people because their copies, their shadows, want to kill them and become the only living people on Earth? I don't know. How the hell do they get out of their stupid lair? Never explain that. Why don't they stick to just killing their double? I mean, what are the parameters of this universe? Nothing gets explained. Nothing happens how it's supposed to. And the ending leaves you just completely and utterly messed up. And that's what everybody's saying. And that they feel good about it. And that creates talking. If you have to talk after a movie, other than a superhero movie, because a lot of those, kind of leave it for you to figure out the next one. Us gets you talking after the movie because it's stupid. And it makes no freaking sense. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's great. I know what happened at the end. I sat there and I figured out in 2 seconds. And that's why I think it's stupid, because I know what happened. So if you don't know what happened at the end of this movie, then good for you. But don't think as, compelling. Just figure it out, know it's stupid, and move on with your life. I don't know how people are enjoying this. I'm utterly and devastatingly confused about how people are not getting this. I don't understand. If you're going to create a universe that doesn't have any rules, and you can do whatever you want, Jordan Peele, go all out. That's my advice. I'm going to give Us a D. I cannot understand what people are getting out of this. If you're not smart enough to watch a movie, then don't tell me how good it is, because I don't want to hear it. So I'm sorry to be a little cruel on this one, but movies like this get me, with people not understanding it and not realizing how bad it is. So a D for Us. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and give some of them a watch. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would, and enjoy your movies. Thanks.